Hello, this is Caleb Unger and Seth Marcellus doing video 1 of ENGI 360's video project, which is creating Adempiere from source code, or the installer for Adempiere through source code. So what we need to do first is create a folder on your C drive called Adempiere SVN. I did 2 because I've already created it in 1 version, but I'm recreating it for you guys. And the first step is to create a repository through Tortoise, which is a program that should be on your computer. And you're going to say OK, and it creates the repository. And the next step is going to be to fill that repository with the source code that comes from the URL, which you find in the Adempiere cookbook. This gives you all the necessary applications in order to install and run Adempiere through this platform. So we're going to press OK once we select the right URL. And what that is basically going to do is it's going to start adding all of these locations within this SVN folder to prepare for the editing for Eclipse. So what we're going to do now is pause this video because this is a very long process. It takes about 10 minutes. Alrighty, from this we see that the export has finished, and it took about 7.5 minutes, which is kind of a long time. So what we're going to go do is look on this, and we see the Adempiere 360 LTS file, and there is all of our applications. That's what we want right there. So the next step is to open Eclipse and go to File and Import, and go under the General tab to Existing Projects into Workspace. And basically here we're going to select our file that we just created. So go to your C drive and find SVN2. Open it up and click on LTS right there. And you see that pops up pretty nicely, and what we want to do with that is press Finish. Let me move this so you can see it. And down here you can see that it's building the workspace now. So once it builds that workspace, we can keep moving with our process of building the installer from our source code. So I just ran a test and it did build successfully for me. So now what we're going to do is so basically I had to edit some source code because the build actually failed the first time, and I basically had to remove a function. But upon doing that, the next step would be to go to your utils dev folder, which is under Adempiere 360, which we just created, and you would right click on build XML and you would run as ant build. And upon doing this, it will start building your base and compiling it. And it took about 52 seconds to build the last zip file. And once we build the zip file, I will go into it and show you that it worked. So if it takes more than a minute, I will pause the video, but if not, you can pay attention to the bottom of the screen, and that is where you will see the zip file being built. See, it's building the zip right now. It should not take too entirely long, not nearly as long as when you created the repository in your folder. And it's unzipping it. This is so cool. And there you go, you will get a successful build, and now we can go to this address right here and we will find the zip folder. So here we are on our C drive again, and what we're going to do is we're going to see that we have built a zip file that we can send to anybody to access Adempiere from that platform. So we are now in our file that we created through Eclipse, and if you remember correctly, it said it saved it under the Adempiere folder. under the install folder, since we are providing the installer through the source code. And there's our zip file. So from this zip file, you can go to Adempiere, and basically at this point you can run Adempiere. So if you click on Run Adempiere bat inside of our zip file, we're going to extract all, extract. This may take a little while. It's necessary to run the program. Again, we have to extract because we are in a zip file, so in order to ensure that Adempiere sets up correctly, we definitely want to make sure it has all the proper locations for data and for the different software in order to run effectively. Alrighty, so we are now going to click on our batch file where we run Adempiere from, and we're just going to run it now since we've already extracted it. And the window will pop up where you can enter your user information. That concludes the first video on how to create the installer for Adempiere from source code, which you can find in our zip file that we created right here. Thank you and have a great day.